Hey everybody. So total lack of motivation this evening. But we are fixing on splitting our sheep and goats up. We tried it last year, a little later than this time last year, and with electric, and where they couldn't see the electric fence wire where it wasn't ribbon. It was actually metal electric fence wire. They couldn't see it. The goats would run into it, it would shock them, they'd freak out, they'd run through the fence. They just, total disaster. In fact, I think I done a little video on it, at least a TikTok on it.
Will. I told you.
So this year, we actually, I say we, my daughter, she applied for a grant and she was awarded it. So she went and bought some woven wire fencing. And we're going to put up a fence and make a big goat lot kind of in the wooded area, because goats like to forage and just eat brush, and you know, they're happy with that. So we're going to be working on that. And right now, where I was cutting trees, I don't know if you can see, where I was cutting trees out of the edge of the pasture back through there, there's quite a bit of the old locust. Okay, now I have put locust posts in the ground before and they don't last. I put locust posts in the ground, they have lasted. So some people argue, well, it's the type of locust. Some people say, well, you got to take the bark off of them. But now an old timer showed me you can strip the bark off them posts, you know, and get you a decent sized locust that's got some hardwood, not just pulpwood. And strip the bark off of it and then set her in the ground, and it lasts pretty good. I look around this farm, there's still a lot of old posts that have been split, like with a froe. And because the guy that owned the farm before me had lived here since the 40s, so I imagine he probably split them. So anyway, I'm getting off the subject. So this video is going to be about building goat fence, and I'm going to show you how I do it. And many people will argue that it is wrong. I can tell you that before we even get started. I made a video on fixing barbed wire fence, and I got the 3rd degree because it wasn't the way you're supposed to do it. But I do what works for me. So anyway, we're going to get in some posts here. So there's just 4 that I cut. That I cut them to about 6 foot. I just stepped it off rough, and they've been sitting here since when I started cutting the wood back. But I've got some more that I fell. We're gonna go work on them right now. Hey everybody, so it's a family affair today. Kelsey, quit being bashful, I swear.
Hey, you look better than I do.
I got
My hair's
the lovely one, my lovely 2. So we're going, kind of getting a plan together on our fence here. Okay, so me and the wife and Kelsey come up, kind of laid out the way we want our fence to go, kind of get a basic idea. We started clearing stuff out of the row of the posts. And we strung our string to keep our fence straight, because it's easier to keep a straight fence tight than it is a crooked one. We cut that ash down because it was dead. We'll go right up through there, all the way up to that hickory up on the end. What do you think, Mama?
I think let's get to it. Come on.
What do you think, Kels? Okay, so I just make me a little cut there and turn the hatchet on its end. Just kind of get up and under it. Roll that stuff off. So that's probably a little shy of 2 foot. But I like to try to get as close to 2 foot as I can. And we bought a gas powered, see that one, we tried the gas powered auger and hit that root there, so I'm gonna have to manually do that one. And I think I'm going to put boards down this. Nail the board to that, fasten the fence to the board. That way the tree can grow, it can push the board out instead of the tree growing around the fence. Hey Mama, did you check these posts we spray foamed? I'm curious how solid they are. I think this is one, yeah. So we tried a little experiment, seen anything online. This is a droplet of that spray foam that's set up. And I have actually seen the power company use this on their power poles. But we put spray foam down in the hole and then covered the rest up with dirt. It made it pretty dadgum solid, as in comparison. Here's one that's not been spray foamed. So that's I call that a win. Now long term, what'll do the post? I don't know. If it rots off quick, I'll know not to do it again. But definitely a win. Well satisfied. In fact, I'm kind of amazed. Let's see about this one. Pretty good. Hey everybody, it is a new day. We got tired and quit on the fence the other day, so work on it some of the evenings after work. And although this being a continuation of the existing video of the goat fence, we're also, well, we got some exciting news today. Got a call from the post office, and guess what? The baby biddies are in, the baby meat birds. So we went and picked them up, and I'll throw a little bit of video in there. Like I said on the last video, you know, I don't want to be like a fart in a whirlwind, have you over here building a fence and then have you over there messing with biddies and all at the same time, you know. Don't want to make for bad entertainment. But anyway, where we left off was in the video, this where this post is the hoe that we augered with that gasoline auger. And it's a handful to hold on to, especially if you hit a rock or a root. But what we done, we dug down as far as we could with that. I took post hole diggers. I'm sure all of y'all out there have used post hole diggers. Anybody that's ever fooled with farming and such. Post hole diggers and a slate bar, which is a big solid steel bar. I call it a slate bar. Some people call it a tamping bar, or whatever you want to call it, spud bar. But use that to bust the rock down in the hole and to finish digging it out. Larger diameter for the cross tie. We used a cross tie for this post. So, and I went ahead and watered that post over there. Them posts are heavy, the cross tie. So I went ahead and watered it over here in the hole. And I'm gonna use some of that spray foam on it like we did with those up there, and let it set up before I go making this corner. And you know, by no means am I a pro. The only thing I know is I've learned from my mistakes. So you want something good and strong in the corner to stretch off of. We'll probably end up actually stretching from up there because it's off this tree, because I'm not gonna pull the tree over with that fence and stretch down this way. But when I get down here, I want something solid. So this is the original existing post. Flies are bad today. The existing corner post. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie this post to this tie about center ways with like a 4x4 or some kind of big timber. And then I'm gonna come from the top of this pole to the bottom of that pole, and from the top of this pole to the bottom of this cross tie with loops of some kind of high tensile wire. And then you twist it. You take and put your posts in there, keeping them from pulling together, and then you start twisting up your wire, your cable, whatever you're using, and twisting it tight, and it pulls and pulls it, but that tie won't let it go, won't let it draw in. So in essence, what you're doing, you're tying this pole to that pole, so you've got the strength of two poles. And then this one going that way, down that way, I'll also set another tie there and tie it in the same way, and that should make a good solid corner. And we'll be stringing our woven wire through here, and then we're gonna go from here. We don't want our peach tree in the lot with the, see if you can see it there. I can't see it in the screen yet. Right there, that peach tree is starting to bud out. That means frost is probably gonna get it, because we're not out of danger of frost yet. But we're gonna go right down that way to the corner of the garage, and that's where we'll tie in. So that'll get us probably 400 foot that way, and we've probably got 250, 300 foot back this way. And then we'll make a big old goat lot, and they'll be happy as they can be, because it's nothing but big oak and just brush and leaves and rock, and they'll have a big time, them goats will.